But I'm glad you stayed. We are all glad you stayed tuned for our second half of Wake Up and Live with the Arts. And in case you weren't with us at the top of the show, I would be Sue Johnson, along with Chris Fortunato and Gary Webster, and we are about to welcome our second segment special guest, Adina Bloom, one of my our all-time favorite actors.
Cleveland diva.
Cleveland diva, not to be confused with our TV divas.
Yes.
We don't want to do that. But anyway,
An equity actor diva.
well, but of course, she's entitled, she's allowed. Yes. Welcome, Dina Bloom Lewkowicz, because you'll be up, I speak English, because you are going to talk to us tonight and discuss with us wonderful things that you are doing, such as your performing musical artistry, your authorship stuff. Doesn't that sound high class and intelligent?
Yeah,
yes.
Thank you. I feel so much smarter.
Smarter now, yes.
Mother and wife.
A mother of twins.
Yes.
Yeah. How old are the twins now?
11 and a half.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
I keep pushing on their heads and saying, stop growing.
Stop,
and
it just doesn't work that way. So what have you been up to lately, darling?
Oh my gosh, so very many things. As a performer, I just finished a Bill Ludman concert, my first. It was very exciting at Tri-C, the Eastern Campus, the Jewish Community Center. It was a Jerry Herman concert of his music. Wonderful, life-loving, positive things, perfect timing for it, and it was almost sold out, so we hope to do it again next year at Western and Metro campuses.
I call him a woman's composer.
Oh my goodness,
Because Jerry's Girls, of course, was.
Oh, and Mame, and Hello, all the any directors out there? Mame, Hello Dolly. I'm just about the age. Not that I'm pushing or anything. You know, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
And I play a wonderful Mr. Upson. By all means,
shamelessly plug yourself.
Yes.
How much do we charge for those shameless plugs, by the way?
Let's see. We'll speak off the air
Okay.
because it's quite lucrative for us.
Yes, we'll discuss
It's worth
this.
it. It's worth every penny.
But are you still doing your vocal coaching as part of your repertoire of being the Renaissance woman that you are?
Thank you. Yes, I so aspire to be that. Thank you for
yes.
asking me. Yes, I do. I actually started teaching again. So I'm teaching slowly. I'm building my studio back up because when my kids got to a certain age, they really needed me a lot more after school. They still do, but they can do without me once a week and then maybe up to twice a week. So I have a small studio, but I'm definitely building that, and I love that.
Yes.
I love teaching voice and coaching and helping people work on acting skills. I love seeing somebody who just, where the spark goes, and they go, oh, I understand that. Oh, I can do that. I never thought I could do that. That's for me, even more of a gift than performing myself, being able to help someone know what it feels like.
I think all coaches and trainers are like that, but I was not one of her best results, so we don't talk about
that. Is not true at
What do you mean for
all.
singing?
You are a lovely singer.
Thank you, darling.
And one of my favorite kind of students, the actors who come in saying, I can act, but I can't sing. If you can act,
you can sing. Yes.
And I love that kind of challenge. And you just need to come on back. I've got
I need
space.
to. Yes, I need to.
I'm saying it on the air. I'm going to shame you into it. Call me, Sue. We'll start back.
Where do my people call your people?
Oh,
What's
thank
the
you so
phone
much.
number,
Thank
the
you so
email, the
much.
website?
Shall I face you or
Face the camera.
Oh, right. You can get me at 216-233-1714 or email me at adinabloom, ADINABLOOM @roadrunner.com.
Oh, she's so lyrical and musical. Are you taking away the voiceover work that none of us are getting in Cleveland anymore?
Apparently not.
Apparently
I'm also up for that.
This is called Teaching Emotional Intelligence, and we were talking off air where this book is available. Adina, where can folks find this book?
Well, certainly on the internet at Amazon and Borders.com, but also locally at Joseph Beth Bookstore in Legacy Village and the Richmond Mall or Richmond Town Center, I think I'm dating myself, Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
And of course, if you just Google in Adina Bloom's name, ADINABLOOM, you probably will get an ad for this book.
I also have a website, actually, which is teachingemotionalintelligence.com, where I talk about the book.
And this is the second edition.
It is indeed.
Hot dog. I remember when you were in the throes of getting the first edition up and going. So tell us, we need to know some background, some information. Exactly what is this book about?
Okay. It's designed to help teachers help youngsters become the wonderful, fabulous people they're meant to be. I'm very much a Pollyanna. I believe that all of us really are amazingly wonderful people, and we want to be the best people that we can be, but somewhere between our values and living our values, something happens. It's not always possible to do that because we're taught reading, writing, arithmetic, but nobody teaches us life skills, how to make positive choices. The inspiration for this book, which is in the preface, was an 18-year-old young man in my second year of graduate school. I did an internship, and it was an agency that worked with recovering teenagers. And as I was about to leave this aftercare program that I was working in, he said, Adina, I feel so blessed and lucky that I became addicted, but I'm now in recovery because I'm so much better of a person. And my heart smiled for him, but cried inside as I walked away, and that's what started me writing. That should have been his birthright. I was a therapist for many years. I did expressive arts therapy, drama therapy, and I loved working one-on-one with people and helping them, but I wanted to change the world around them. I wanted to help prevent all the difficulties that they were struggling with. So I went about doing that. And the focus basically is that we're always making choices, every minute of our lives, all the time. But most of them are made unconsciously. Things just happen. And most of those choices are based on assumptions, are based on our belief system.
Core beliefs.
Exactly.
Yes.
And what happens, some of the beliefs are not necessarily ones that are going to get us what we want or help us be the kind of person we want. So, for example, you take a youngster, and many programs, many there are books out there that maybe look similar, that will talk about, for example, peer pressure. So if someone tells you to do something that you don't feel right about, just say no. That campaign for many years I kept saying, just say, huh?
Yes.
Because I can teach you to say no in 15 different languages. But if your core belief says, unless every single person likes me, I'm not worthwhile, I will not ever be able to apply that. So the essence is teaching the youngster to take a look, does this belief really make sense? What is this based on? Does this make, would it be okay if maybe not every single person liked me? And maybe there are some people that I don't want to like me because I don't really respect them. And then if I can begin changing what I believe, I can change my thoughts, I can change my feelings, and I could change the final behavior as opposed to just say no.
Just say
Now,
no.
how old would you have to be to apply that kind of curriculum? I mean, or how old would a student have to
Excellent
be?
question. The book was initially designed for second grade, second through sixth, and I have modifications for older youngsters, but I've used it through high school. But I'm currently working at Adina School in Beechwood, and there was a lot of interest at the pre-K and the kindergarten level. So in addition to this book, I have a series of stories that I wrote that instead of having them really take a look at that belief system and be able to analyze it themselves, I help them in a more simplistic way. Instead of believing I can feel good by making you feel bad, for example, with Twin Towns, I can make me feel good and make you feel good.
Now, are
So-
you working as a clinical person with the Agnon school children?
No, an educational consultant.
Educational
I'm
consultant.
working with the teachers, with my curriculum, sort of doing wraparound curriculum with them, bulletin boards, other kinds of programming. I'm also working with the arts and working with how you help support this. We're doing an original musical based on these ideas.
Now, is it a fair statement to say that doing that with a 7-year-old, teaching that to a 7-year-old, is different in terms of your way you're approaching them from, say, a 12-year-old, because the mind is not necessarily
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
developed then for...
But it's really astounding at how young of an age these youngsters get. If it's broken apart in an understandable way, they really do get it very young. When I first started piloting the program, it started actually, I worked in a similar kind of context as the Rainey Institute folks, which I was so impressed by. I want to be the oldest living Raineyite, actually.
I'll give you the phone number for after the show.
Thank you. So I worked with, I was taught creative dramatics. I was with the Hawaii Arts Council Artist in Residence program, and the fine arts coordinator for Wayne County saw me in a class once and said, "Okay, Adina, who are you really? If I gave you carte blanche to do whatever it is that you really wanted to do, what would it be?" And that was the beginning evolution of the program, because all the tools that, that as actors, this, all the tools that we work on as actors can be used in life. What if I really focused this? Okay, I need to help this group as actors work as an ensemble. what if I taught them about teamwork and how to work with other people? If I really
Which is what
targeted
acting on a
exactly
set is all about.
exactly. How do I
Yes.
target it that way and really focus it and use my psychology and social work back?